I'm engineer Kennedy Wandera Makudiuh. I work in the Ministry of Agriculture. My interest in this trip was purely agricultural because Israel as a country is quite rich in terms of agricultural technologies, so starting from production to value addition. So when we came to learn of this trip, two of my officers and I.
My name is Hilary Kiprotich-Ngeno. I'm a principal agricultural officer with a bias in agricultural economics. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Josephat Omari. I'm an engineer in the Ministry of Agriculture.
Thought it wise to come and benchmark and mirror to what is happening within our projects, because within our projects we have the water components where we are sinking boreholes, we are developing irrigation schemes, and also water harvesting technologies through construction of water pans and earth-fill dams to empower or to cushion the farmers in the counties we are working on against vagaries of weather which has been brought about by the climate change phenomena. So in Israel, we were able to land in Tiberias. Tiberias is a town which is on the shores of the Sea of Galilee. And what I learned from there is the land management concept, where the homes are put on areas that are not arable, and the valley bottoms are used for cultivation of crops. One thing that is amazing is the soil and the water conservation measures that have been put in place. You'll find that all the slopes that are directed towards the Galilee are conserved. There's no area that has been left bare, so to be exposed to agents of soil erosion. So you go to the lake and you will not see any soil that has been transported into the water masses. So in terms of the algae, it's not there. The water is very clear. You can see the base of the lake, and that was quite impressive. We also managed to go to Nazareth. Apart from issues tourism, we visited a village which they call kibbutz, where people come together, pull resources together, and they are able to invest on various aspects of life. In that kibbutz, there's a company called Ashetelon that majors in the fabrication of packaging, sorting equipment. And we were able to walk around. In agriculture, there is a value chain starting from production to the market. So this company has just angled itself on issues of sorting and grading. For you to be attractive to the market, you must have a produce that appeals to the customers in terms of the color, in terms of the weight, in terms of the size. So Ashetelon has specialized in that, and from the discussion we had, they are very visible in our country, that is Kenya.
Okay, so what we wrote over here promotes Eshet line in Kenya and East Africa, look for new markets and products, help Eshet to be #1 supplier for avocado lines in Kenya, and give outstanding support to his clients. So this is want to say something? This is in Hebrew. I can say in Hebrew. Shalom. My Hebrew ends there. Thank you. And this will put another one in our wall here.
Wow.
And that's pretty nice. Oh, thank you.
When it comes to issues of avocado, issues of macadamia, issues of tea, Sasini, one of their main clients is Sasini, and we all know what Sasini does. So they've sold over 24 machines in that country to various entrepreneurs, and their approach is not supply driven, but rather demand driven. What I mean here is that once there's a felt need, people come to them, they share with them their expectations, then they design as per the client's expectations. So in terms of rolling out of these products, they don't have ready to pick equipment. They are produced on demand, and we found that to be quite interesting. And like where you have to produce machines and start marketing. So you have a lot in the warehouse, you don't know where we are going to take them to. But then they seem to be quite organized in that area. It's a full-fledged factory with a research and design wing, which is managed by engineers who keep on designing based on the clients' demands. And also in terms of technical backup, they do produce the parts of the machines themselves. So everything comes from that particular factory. That is one aspect we found quite interesting, save for the motors. Some of those electrical components, those are the ones which come from outside. But anything that can be fabricated within the factory, they have the capacity and the competencies to do that. Then we also now move to the livestock sector, where we are able to visit a farm that actually rears animals. And one interesting thing we noticed that farm is 100% mechanized. In terms of staff, they are less than 30, but in terms of the animals, the herd they have is over 1,000. And we are not just talking of any other animal, we are talking of pedigree animals. Each animal produces over 40 liters of milk in a day. So they have also a cooling system there, so that all the milk that is produced is handled according to the required hygienic standards of what is expected within the industry. One would wonder, how do you feed all these animals? But they have a system in place where they mix the hay, the fodder that they have, and also high protein materials like groundnuts, and they don't seem to have a problem at all. The milking parlor is properly designed so that it rotates. An animal doesn't have to come in, get stuck in one place and walk out, but it moves on a platform so that all animals have room. The one that has been done away with, it just leaves, and the other one joins. So it's a system which is quite organized. And one thing we also realized that the animals prefer sleeping on their dung. And like what we believe that if you are having a zero grazing unit, it must be clean. You have to be cleaning it every other time. Here is a totally different story, and it was quite encouraging. The water that is being used within that particular setup is also recycled, more so for cleaning purpose. But for the animals, they have to be given water which is quite high level hygiene, so that's where they use fresh water. And also in terms of the animals. Moving now to the issues of water management. Israel as a country, basically they've laid drip irrigation system almost in the whole country, such that if you want to do your production, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. I think there are pipelines crisscrossing almost the entire country. You just put your offtake and you are ready to go. We didn't get a chance to interrogate the system further, but one thing that came out very clearly, they are very keen and it's clear in their mind on how they utilize this scarce resource called water. You know, production starts with water. Without water, then you cannot talk of agriculture really. That is one thing they've really taken good care of, because save for the Sea of Galilee, which is a freshwater body, they don't have any other. In terms of rivers, they're also limited, save for River Jordan, which drains from the Sea of Galilee into the Dead Sea. And Dead Sea, by virtue of its name, is dead. There's nothing that is happening there. So, in terms of religion, I think it's quite varied, and the people here live together regardless of their religion persuasions. It's not glaring. You cannot come and see that the line has been drawn between Muslims, Christians, or when it comes to Christians, the Orthodox and the Catholics. That one is not there. Unless you talk to an individual, that's when you know that these ones, their religious persuasion is this and that. Otherwise, they do coexist peacefully. And it is something that is quite amazing. Most of the stories that are bordering on religion, they are well documented in the Bible, and is the reality. You'll be able to see some of these sites, appreciate them, and they give a lot of stories passionately about the journey of Jesus from birth to his exit, as documented in the Holy Book, which is the Bible. So some of us, when we were growing up, we used to think areas like Jerusalem, Bethlehem, they are in heaven, but we had an opportunity actually to see them, and they are reality. They are on this planet Earth. So a lot can be said, a lot can be learned from this country. It is small but very well organized. For any person who would be keen on learning issues agriculture, I highly recommend them to come to this country. It is full of positive surprises. A lot can be learned, and it can change one's mindset when it comes to how agriculture is done. Thank you very much.